in Johor Bahru, which is the south of Malaya, as it was then called, and this was immediately a subject of the Sultan of Johor. Anyone born in his state became his subject. And my sister was also born there. My father was in the colonial office, and he was a district officer then. He was young. And when we lived in the residency, which was a beautiful house, I became very enamoured of the country, because there was magic there. We had marvellous views from the house, 6 or 7 servants to look after us, Chinese, and one could hear the tigers in the jungle in the distance, and also the view from the residency in Jasin was over a fantastic mountain called Lubukadongdong. I believe Jasin now is very built over. I recall the tennis court with the surrounds covered with morning glory, and the trees in the garden, mangosteens and bananas. And one never went out in the height of day. You went out early in the morning before breakfast with your armour and had a walk. Then you were indoors until tea time, about 4 o'clock, and then you were allowed out into the paddocks, into the padang. And one's parents were very occupied. My father was very, very busy, and my mother with her social activities. She used to have musical evenings, and there was always tennis or bridge, motoring. We had a wonderful old car. Well, it wasn't old, it was new, with solid wheels. I remember going to a gathering after a tiger shoot, and the poor animal was laid out on its side, and we all posed behind with guns. And as I was a small girl, I was asked if I'd hold the tail, and I refused because I thought it might spring to life. Later on, the animal was brought on a pole into the village and carved up, and my armour went off to get the whiskers because they were medicinally advantageous to her, she said. Those are my early days, but of course I couldn't stay in Malaya because there's no form of education. So at the age of 7, I was sent home to boarding school, and I went to a very nice school where they specialised in children whose parents were in the diplomatic or in the colonial service. And if you didn't have grandparents, but I was lucky indeed, you could go away with the headmistresses and stay perhaps in France or on the coast and have your holidays with them.